Most mini importers are not losing money because their product is bad, or because they did not buy the trending one, or they didn't buy something that people don't want. They're losing money because they are guessing how much they should sell their products. I've been there. I've lost money because I did not understand the proper way to start putting my prices. I was trying to be ever excessively cheap just to attract everybody. And at the end of the day, I was having my business, I was harming my great idea, and it just didn't make sense anymore. In fact, I almost gave up before I started to understand how I was supposed to do things. And then here we are today with profits. So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about how I have been able to make profit from getting the right selling price as I import products for people, for my clients, for customers from China as an importer. Now, if you know that this kind of category is what you fit into, this is not just about any other video that is explaining the basics. This is about real life experience, because if you're not new here, you will know that I care very much about my people. You know, we are always talking about ways that we can improve ourselves, whether it is in the wellness industry, whether it's in your pocket, your income, your business, whether it's in your career, tech way, whichever way, we're looking for how to improve ourselves. And so today we're talking about importation, because I am into importation and I know that you can learn one or two things from that. So I'm going to be using this bag, which I imported from China and is currently retailing for 25,000 naira as our case study today. Now, this bag is very beautiful. I want to use this opportunity to shout out to my creative, I use I enter markets. My creative eye, just look at this. It looks like it's giving bohemian with the handle. I don't know if my camera is focusing properly on this, but the details is giving, and I probably will put it on the video for you to see properly. Now, this video is not about promoting this bag, even though I will always look for an opportunity to market my product. This video is about telling you how I calculated this to become 25,000 naira. When it comes to shipping, there are three types of shipping. There's the air shipping, there's the sea shipping, there's the shipping that has to do with goods that have battery. For this product, I use air shipping to get it all the way from China to Nigeria. For this product, I use cargo shipping to get it all the way from China to Nigeria. And for cargo, it's basically goods that they have battery, right? HK goods. They have battery, so they can't fly the normal way these ones come. These ones come like in a week max, but this one, it took like 3 weeks because of the battery inside. Now that we know the three types of shipping, we're moving on to the most important part. How do you calculate your price? Now, I've seen a lot of importers do this. On TikTok, they always share their prices and all. I see them just telling people the price of this bag itself. The price of this bag is ridiculously cheap on the app that you would order from in China. There are different apps, by the way, one of them being popularly known as 1688. The price of this bag will be most likely cheap, but you don't tell someone the price of this bag as the price that you are selling it, because that is even below your cost price. I'm telling you. You first of all will calculate the price of this bag. Let's assume that this bag's price is 3,000 naira. Now, you're also going to calculate the shipping fee. Okay, so how do you know the shipping fee when it hasn't even arrived? That is where your communication skills come into play. You get into your app, right? If it's 1688 that you're using, you go there and chat the supplier, the person who is selling this bag on that app, right? You can always use English. Nowadays, 1688 translates English to Chinese. You can also translate to Chinese for faster communication, whatever the case may be. You don't need to stress yourself with translation these days. So you send a message to the supplier and tell them that you would like to know the weight of this bag. You already know the price, and we already calculated, let's say it's 3,000 naira. You want to know the weight of the bag. Now, some of them can tell you the weight of this bag is 200 grams. The weight of this bag is 500 grams, right? Let's assume that the weight of this bag is 500 grams. Even though it's quite big for 500, we could say like maybe 350. Let's assume the weight of this bag is 350 grams. Now, this bag being 350 grams, it comes into play your mathematics skills, because the next thing you want to do is calculating based on the rate that your shipping company gives you. Some shipping companies will tell you for express, they will charge you $10 per kg. So $10 per kg is $10 per 1,000 grams. And we already said that 350 grams is the price of this bag. So you're going to do 10 times 350 over 1,000, which is going to give you $3.5. That is going to be the shipping fee of this. So $3.5, you convert it to your local currency. For someone like me that's in Nigeria, I'm going to be multiplying 3.5 by 1,400. Now, that's not where it ends. You're also going to be doing the clearance fee, because you're not just shipping this. When it comes here, they have to clear it with the port authority and whatever. So they have to clear this. Now, clearance fee has its own rates. Some people will tell you clearance fee is 1,100 per kg. And now 1,100 for 1,000 grams, meaning that for 350 grams, it is 350 times 1,100 divided by 1,000. You do the math and you add it to the shipping fee. That is your shipping cost. For my calculation, what I am getting is 5,300 naira for my logistics, that's my shipping fee, and then the 3,000 naira for the price of the item, which totals to 8,300. So now you see this bag is not 3,000 naira. If you want to clickbait people, please come direct. Because if you tell someone that this is 3K, they will most likely be like, oh, I'm interested. And then when the thing comes, you start hearing funny prices. So you have seen that we have done an estimate. Now, there is something you need to understand. When your shipping company is shipping your goods, you need to understand, are they the kind of people that will remove the carton that this came in, or will they add it for you? Because that would affect your shipping fee. Now, you have to just be sensible. If they're going to be the ones to remove the carton for you, that means that the item is just going to come in this nylon, which this bag came in, right? That means they've removed the carton or whatever extra excess packaging. Now, if they did not remove that, they're not the kinds of people that remove that, you have to factor it in. So if they did not, you could add something like 500 grams to a kg, depending on how big your item is, right? As part of the weight of the product. So if we're adding something like 500 grams to 350 grams that we estimated, it's roughly about a kilogram. So you would be calculating according to that. Now, let's do the maths in case that was our situation. After doing my calculation, it's roughly about 13,000 naira. 13,000 naira plus 3,000 naira cost price of the bag is 16,000. Now, 16,000 naira is what this bag cost me to come to Nigeria. To come to my own house, I probably paid like 3,000 naira for delivery. Let's just assume that. That's 19,000 naira. So this bag is not 3,000. It's 3,000 to people that live in China. This bag to people that live in Nigeria, as at now, the cost price is 19,000 naira. So now let's assume that, okay, 19,000 naira now is what we have hypothetically calculated as what it came to, came down here, assuming it came with its packaging and they did not just bring it in this nylon. I'm giving you the best case scenario, so I'm trying to break it down. Now, 19,000 naira is still not what you're going to tell your customers because you have not calculated your profits. Now, it's very discretional. So you can decide to do your profit based off, oh, I don't want to be as expensive as what could be locally sourced here. So you definitely try to be a little bit lower. Or you can do your profits as, oh, this product is very rare. People will want this. The timing, the way, the quality, every of these things is attractive. I do not necessarily need to go so low because I know that my people love this kind of thing. You can decide to be high. Now, so you see the difference between 19,000 and 25,000 for this bag is not even much. Some people might even go higher, assuming that is what I used to bring the bag down. That is not how I brought this bag down. I'm not about to start disclosing my business secrets, but I am trying to help you to understand how I calculate on a normal day. 19,000 naira, if I multiply it by 1.5, this is what is going to come out to be. I could say 29,000. Now, or I could say 28,000, right? 28,000 naira, 25,000 naira, relatively the same. Besides, I just gave you hypothetical figures. 28,000 naira is what you're going to tell somebody that you are importing this before you even bring it down to this place. Most times you will be right because if you understand what I have said and you use the right conversion rates, you're not using the conversion rate that you see on Google. You have to ask your logistics company the conversion rates that they use. Because if you go and use the conversion rate on Google, you end up cheating yourself. That is one mistake that I have also made in the past. You ask them the conversion rate they are using and you add a little bit of money to it to cater for discrepancies, to cater for, when it eventually comes, it's something different. You're trying your best to reduce the friction that your customer has when you come and tell them that this is the price, and then when it comes down, it becomes higher. And then your customer is looking at you like, what are you talking about? Because that's the kind of thing that you're going to get when you do something like that. So a lot of people don't talk about this, and that's totally fine. Most people think that, they say that don't do that, you're going to set yourself up. But I've been doing this for a long time and I have not got into any loss ever since I started understanding the right way to calculate. And besides, people really love working with me because I do not make them pay an excess amount of money when their goods arrive. The only thing they ever do pay for is delivery from my house to wherever they are living, which is not as much as whatever it is that you tell them to pay at the end of the day. All right. So if you know that you are interested in doing this business, you want it to be a proper, stable, standard side income, I'll advise that you take your time in getting your shipping price, your cost right, your cost price right, so that when you add your profit, you know your profit is your profit. Your profit is not a buffer for your mistakes. because that's what it will end up being if you don't do the right thing. I hope this video helped you. I hope my calculations were not confusing. I, yes, did get an A1 in maths and further maths in secondary school. So you can see it, displaying in this YouTube video. But please let me know if this kind of content resonates with you. I will be doing another video talking about how to calculate your selling price if you are using sea shipping, and also how to calculate your selling price if you are using HK goods, cargo shipping, because I'm someone who is always trying new things and I always want to share them with people who might be in the same journey or walking the same path as I am. If you know that this video helped you, why don't you hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification so that when I make these videos I promised you, you'll definitely be the first one to know when they come on live. And with that, I'll see you in my next one. Toodles!